Good afternoon, everyone, and many thanks for the invitation. And sorry that I can't be with you in person. My name is Juliette Laurent. I work for the Climate and Clean Air Coalition Secretariat. And today I'll be presenting a knowledge platform for air quality managers that we launched for International Clean Air Day back in September, called the Air Quality Management Exchange Platform, or AQMX for short. And first, I'd like to begin with a few words about the CCAC. So the coalition was founded in 2012 and it is convened by the UN Environment Programme. It's a voluntary partnership gathering as of today 91 state partners, including in the South Asian region Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, and Pakistan, and 98 non state partners. Who are committed together to addressing short lived climate pollutants, including black carbon, methane, tropospheric ozone, and HFCs. The objective of the coalition is to deliver multiple co-benefits in terms of avoided warming and reduced tipping points, but also reduced impacts on human health and increased food security. And the coalition delivers through high-level advocacy, convening leaders to raise ambition on SLCP action, but also by engaging with the scientific community to produce policy-relevant research and analysis and support decision makers, and finally through country-driven projects to support sectoral mitigation and national planning efforts. The CCAC recently launched its Clean Air flagship for the period 2024 to 2026 in order to catalyze action and raise ambition on clean air. The Clean Air flagship vision is to one, save lives and improve well-being by supporting countries in reaching the WHO air quality guidelines and associated interim targets. Second, to slow climate change by maximizing win-win opportunities through short-lived climate pollutants mitigation. And third, to achieve multiple co-benefits, including increased agricultural productivity, economic development, and quality of life, in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. So in order to achieve this vision, the flagship is built around five objectives: to strengthen international cooperation on integrated climate and air quality management, to strengthen science, to support policy action and fill critical information gaps, to elevate the air quality agenda through high-level political advocacy, and to engage with the private sector on climate and cleaner action, and finally to mobilize finance through a cleaner fundraising sprint. So in 2024, one of the key activities under the Cleaner flagship was the launch of an online knowledge platform on air quality management called AQMX. So now, before I present the platform in more detail, I'd like to begin by giving you a little bit of background on why this platform was needed. So in 2023, the Clean Air Fund and UNEP published a needs assessment report entitled Strengthening Air Quality Management Guidance. As part of this needs assessment, more than 100 air quality managers from around the world took part in interviews and focus groups to discuss their needs and challenges in terms of access to guidance. So this report highlighted several key findings. First, that the lack of capacity or lack of technical knowledge to carry out their work was identified by air quality managers as the second biggest barrier that they were facing. And this comes second only after lack of access to funding. Second, the delivery of guidance needs to be better harmonized, accessible, and it should facilitate cross-learning. As you know, air pollution is a very cross-cutting and cross-sectoral issue, and so it's crucial not to think in silos when trying to address it. And finally, there are still remaining gaps in terms of the guidance that is available, and so air quality management guidance needs to be expanded and strengthened to address these key gaps. And of course, the guidance should be adapted to different capacities and different contexts to remain relevant. The other piece of background I wanted to highlight is that in March of this year, the UN Environmental Assembly adopted a resolution calling for the promotion of regional cooperation to improve air quality globally. And as part of this resolution, among other things, member states mandated the UNEP and CCAC to develop a global online platform for information sharing. And so the CCAC delivered on this mandate by launching EQMX on International Cleaner Day. So, what is AQMX? Our aim really is to provide a one-stop shop on air quality management knowledge and guidance, and that AQMX will act as a trusted resource to air quality managers worldwide, supporting them in the implementation of effective policies and in meeting the WHO air quality guidelines and associated interim targets. It's really important to highlight that the development of AQMX was a collaborative process, harnessing the collective knowledge of the air quality community through contributions of the CCAC Cleaner Task Team that was actively involved in the development of the curated guidance, as well as an air quality managers focus group who took part in the review of the content on the platform. So, as I was mentioning, the phase one of EQMX was launched in September, but the work doesn't stop here. And we will continue to expand EQMX in the coming months and years, developing additional guidance and new functionalities to allow for peer to peer exchanges and best practice sharing through regional chapters. So if you go on AQMX now, the platform is available at aqmx.org. You'll find two key components. The first one is the curated guidance that has been specifically developed for AQMX, and that covers 8 key areas of air quality management. So, of course, air quality monitoring, but also source attribution studies, emissions inventory, health impact assessment, sustainable development benefits assessment, decision support, public engagement and communications, and finally, legal framework, policy design, and implementation. Each curated guidance page follows the same template with 10 steps that you can take as an air quality manager to advance your air quality management and planning. The guidance that we have developed so far is for what we call stage one countries, meaning jurisdictions who have limited capacity and limited previous engagement in air quality management. So, depending on where you stand in air quality management, you may find that this guidance is not especially relevant to your current needs. However, I really wanted to highlight that over the course of the next year, we will be expanding this curated guidance to cover all stages of engagement from stages 1 to 5. So I really encourage you to stay tuned. The second key component that you'll find on EQMX is an online resource library, where you'll find more than 800 trusted resources, ranging from reports, scientific publications, but also data sets, tools, and toolkits. Of course, this online library will need to be updated over time in order to remain relevant. And we are very open to hearing suggestions for additional resources. So if you have suggestions, please feel free to get in touch. So now, in terms of next steps, as I was mentioning, we will first develop curated guidance for air quality management for all stages, and we'll also develop sectoral guidance for key emitting sectors, starting with transport, waste management, and agriculture. We will also organize a series of regional and sub-regional outreach workshops where we will engage with air quality managers, have interactive training sessions on how to navigate AQMX, as well as collective discussions on what will come next to ensure the buy-in from the air quality community in the long run. And finally, we will work on the development of regional chapters and communities of practice to allow for best practices and lesson learned sharing among air quality managers who face similar context and similar challenges. To conclude, I really wanted to highlight again that we see AQMX as a collective effort and that every contributions are welcome. So feel free to get in touch with us if you'd like to get involved. You'll find here a link to a short feedback form that you can use to share with us any comment or suggestions on the platform, and your contributions would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you a good continued workshop.